Iran, a nation that sits on some of the world's most active fault lines, is no stranger to earthquakes. But on October 5, 2024, when a 4.5 magnitude quake shook the ground in Aradan County, Semnan Province, it wasn't just seismic waves that rippled through the region, it was waves of speculation. Was this a typical tectonic event, or could it have been something far more sinister? As soon as the news broke, social media platforms like X, formerly known as Twitter, lit up with theories. Some users suggested this quake might have been the result of a covert nuclear test, given Iran's long-standing ambition to develop nuclear capabilities. According to the University of Tehran's Institute of Geophysics, the tremor originated around 10 kilometers underground. While no official comment has come from Iranian authorities, many are questioning the timing and location, with observers pointing out that it aligns all too conveniently with Iran's nuclear ambitions. This isn't the first time a seismic event in a politically tense region has raised eyebrows. Could this earthquake be a veiled attempt at a nuclear test, or is it merely a coincidence? Let's take a deeper dive into the context behind these speculations and the larger geopolitical tensions that fuel them. Background on the earthquake. The earthquake that struck Iran on October 5th wasn't an isolated event, but part of a complex geopolitical puzzle that's been building for years. The tremor registered at a 4.5 magnitude, strong enough to be felt across Semnan Province, but not quite powerful enough to cause widespread destruction. However, the quake's location in Aradan County, a region not far from Iran's known nuclear facilities, raised immediate questions. The 10-kilometer depth of the earthquake is consistent with tectonic activity, yet conspiracy theorists and skeptics alike quickly turned to social media, sharing graphs and charts that seem to link the seismic patterns to those typically associated with nuclear detonations. While it's true that nuclear tests can produce similar seismic signatures to natural earthquakes, experts argue that these patterns are often distinguishable by subtle differences. In this case, specialists have yet to identify anything definitively linking the earthquake to nuclear activity. Yet the online buzz has been unstoppable. On platforms like X, people speculated wildly, fueling debates and rumors. Was this a nuclear test, or simply a natural quake in an area prone to seismic activity? As we dig into this mystery, we'll explore why this tremor has captured such widespread attention and how it ties into Iran's nuclear ambitions. Geopolitical context: rising tensions in the region. The timing of this earthquake is undeniably significant. Just days before, on October 1st, Iran launched an unprecedented assault on Israel, firing around 180 ballistic missiles in what many are calling the most severe attack on the Jewish state by Iran in recent history. This event escalated tensions in an already volatile region, leaving international observers on high alert. The missile strikes alone were enough to put Israel, and indeed much of the world, on edge. Now, with the added layer of a potentially suspicious seismic event, questions are swirling about what Iran's next move might be. For years, Israel and Iran have been engaged in a shadow conflict, marked by proxy battles, cyber attacks, and political maneuvering. This latest episode has only heightened fears that a broader conflict could be on the horizon. Israel has vowed retaliation for the missile strikes, but with suspicions growing that Iran might be closer to achieving nuclear capability, any response could be dangerously complicated. The idea that Iran could be conducting nuclear tests amid these rising tensions has set off alarms across the globe. In a region already marked by instability, the thought of nuclear escalation is a chilling prospect. Let's take a closer look at Iran's nuclear program and why it has so many nations on edge. Iran's nuclear program and recent advances. Iran's nuclear ambitions have been a source of concern for over a decade, but recent developments suggest the country is closer than ever to achieving its goal. Back in 2010, Iran's nuclear program was set back by the infamous Stuxnet cyber attack, believed to have been orchestrated by the United States and Israel. This attack crippled Iran's uranium enrichment capabilities and delayed its progress by years. However, since then, Iran has been steadily advancing its nuclear technology, particularly after the US withdrew from the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA, in 2018. This agreement had put limits on Iran's uranium enrichment activities in exchange for the easing of international sanctions. But with the deal's collapse, Iran resumed its nuclear pursuits at an accelerated pace. The International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, reported just this month that Iran is now closer than ever to reaching the 90% uranium enrichment level required to create a nuclear bomb. While enrichment is a key part of developing nuclear capabilities, it's far from the only component. Iran would also need to master advanced engineering techniques to weaponize this material effectively, a process that experts believe could still take years. However, the fact that Iran has made such rapid strides in its enrichment efforts has many in the international community alarmed. With Iran's advancements in this arena, the question remains: how close is the nation to actually building a nuclear weapon? Speculation and social media chatter. Speculation around Iran's potential nuclear test gained traction on social media almost instantly. Many users pointed out that the seismic data from the October 5th quake appear to share similarities with past nuclear detonations. Charts, graphs, and animated comparisons flooded platforms like X as people speculated on the cause. Some users went so far as to say that the Iranian government might be using the cover of a natural earthquake to mask its nuclear ambitions, a theory that, while unproven, has certainly gained traction. But what exactly would a nuclear test involve, and how would it differ from a typical earthquake? Nuclear tests produce unique seismic signatures, often with sharper, more sudden waveforms than natural earthquakes. They also tend to originate from shallow depths, where they're more likely to register noticeable shockwaves. Yet this earthquake, while suspicious in some ways, lacks definitive evidence linking it to a nuclear test. No experts have confirmed that the seismic data points to anything beyond a natural event. Still, in a world where speculation can quickly become fact on social media, it's no wonder these theories have taken hold. Whether the earthquake was truly natural or something more sinister, it has certainly reignited fears surrounding Iran's nuclear ambitions. Broader implications and regional concerns. The implications of Iran achieving nuclear capability would be profound, not just for Israel, but for the entire Middle East and beyond. If Iran were to develop a nuclear weapon, it would fundamentally alter the strategic balance of power in the region. Israel, which is widely believed to possess its own nuclear arsenal, though it has never officially confirmed this, would face a direct nuclear threat from its most persistent adversary. Such a development could lead to a nuclear arms race in the Middle East, as other nations seek to counterbalance Iran's newfound power. Beyond Israel, the broader region is already destabilized by sectarian conflicts, proxy wars, and political unrest. Introducing a nuclear-armed Iran into this mix could have devastating consequences, not only for the immediate neighbors, but for global security as well. As the October 5th earthquake, natural or not, has shown, Iran's nuclear ambitions continue to cast a long shadow over international relations. For now, the seismic activity remains officially classified as a natural event, but it serves as a stark reminder of the growing risks associated with Iran's nuclear pursuits. The world watches with bated breath as tensions simmer, each new development carrying the potential to reshape the future of the Middle East.